What's up guys, this is Mike Loris, and I'm going to be casting Radical Online Extremists versus Team Dignitas from the Premier League Season 4. Now if you take a look at Team Dignitas, they have stand-in sneaking. I'm not sure exactly of the timeline and the reasoning of what happened there, but sneaking used to be on Team Dignitas. I'm not sure if he was on Team Dignitas when it was called Team Dignitas. It might have been. I know he was definitely on the team when they were called Bottom Bottom. As you could even see, he has the old PB icon right there, and hey, so does Owie. So yeah, what we have right here is a little bit of a lineup switch from Team Dignitas. Tides is quitting the team. I'm not sure like if it's permanent or what the deal is with that. And Sneaking has rejoined. So yeah, Team Dignitas is back in pretty strong fashion. I think the only one who's out of place is Universe. It used to be Tides instead of Universe, and then that would be the full PB side. But regardless, they're going to be going up against Radical Online Extremists, Rox.Kis. And this, of course, is from the Premier League Season 4. We're just going to keep plowing on through. Can't miss that many days, or else what? Warlock. Okay, well, Team Dignitas going to first pick up the Wisp. Pretty standard bans, Lifestealer ban. This is what Team Dignitas is prioritizing to get rid of instead of that Wisp, because hey, they could pick it themselves after Rox.Kis do of course go for the Darkseer Gyrocopter. But Wisp as the first pick will mean that they do have the Wisp CK combination, extremely strong. And the Puck to cap it off. Puck is as of late one of the most popular mid heroes in the game. I think most teams prioritize Puck even more than the Queen of Pain or any heroes like that. You could see from the picks right now, Puck over Magnus, and he's an incredible mid-hero. Maybe not so far as to prioritize the Puck over the Batrider, but who knows, maybe in the upcoming days. Puck is such an elusive hero, and if he gets a quick Blink Dagger, which he usually does, just having that silence is an incredible tool, because they won't be able to cast any spells, and that usually forces them to retreat, which is very good good tool to have, especially if you are with a Wisp CK combination. Now Rox.Kis, they're going to be pretty vulnerable to this Wisp CK. Gyrocopter does have some tools to kind of defend himself. He has the Rocket Barrage as well as the Call Down, but if Wisp and CK get right up in his face, then Gyrocopter really isn't going to have much of a chance to do anything. Warlock, as the third pick from Rox.Kis, gotta question this just a little bit, because Warlock is such a rare pickup that you could usually pick him up at the 4th or 5th place instead of getting him 3rd. I guess the reasoning from Rox.Kis is that Team Dignitas, they're a team that have been known to run Warlock several times as the solo mid-roll. So Rox.Kis with this early pickup, essentially banning it out while at the same time picking it. I'm not sure if it's the most effective strategy for Rox.Kis. I mean, Warlock's ultimate is fantastic, his Fatal Bonds are absolutely crippling. He could run a solid solo mid if Rox.Kis decide to actually run him as such. But the real problem is that he is such a fragile hero. If he gets teleported on by Wisp CK or even just by the Puck, Warlock's going to be in for a lot of hurt. So with the final two picks from Rox.Kis, we'll see if they are planning to run him as a solo mid, or if they're planning for him to play as a support hero. The gameplay will be pretty different depending on what role he does go. I expect to see probably a little bit more upheaval if he's support, and if he's solo mid, he might prioritize more into the stats and get a lot of bulk that way. Bans, Rox.Kis eliminating all the jungles from Team Dignitas, want to get rid of that strong jungling potential lane that could pair up with the Wisp CK, probably in the top lane. So the Enigma, Chen, as well as the Enchantress. Team Dignitas banning out 2 supports in the Jakiro, as well as a Shadow Demon, as well as that Lone Druid, potentially for another carry, preparing for a Gyrocopter, perhaps to be a support. But Rox.Kis, they're going to pick up another support in the Rubik, and they still don't really have a whole lot of bulk on their team. Actually, Warlock is, in all things considered, Warlock isn't the softest int hero, but he's still pretty damn squishy. Darkseer is a very tanky int hero, so Rox.Kis will have some tankiness from him, but still Team Dignitas, they have a very large amount of damage, good lockdown, as well as, the slew of stuns and silences they have. Rox.Kis, not so much. They only have the telekinesis as a stun.
5 seconds
They do have a slow from the Warlock. I guess they have the stun from, like, the vacuum missile as well as the ultimate, but really you don't want to rely on ultimates to, just simply cancel channeling or something like that. So Rox.Kis with their lineup so far, their final pick is going to reveal a lot of their hand. If it's a support hero, then most likely Warlock is going to be heading towards the mid lane, trying to get a couple of levels there. If it's a mid hero, then Warlock is going to clearly be played as a support hero, or it could just simply be another carry. Put the Gyrocopter in the mid lane, put him against the puck. It'll be a little bit risky with the flat cannon, though. He will be able to harass the puck pretty decently. And then have a Warlock Rubik supporting whichever carry hero they do decide to pick up. Team Dignitas, their final pick, is going to be the Nature's Prophet. They do now have a lot of global map control. The Nature's Prophet, Wisp, as well as CK. And if the Beastmaster player runs it like a Hani Beastmaster, if he goes for a quick set of travels, well then Rox.Kis are definitely going to have to get some wards up and then just hope for the best. Because really, Team Dignitas, they have a long initiation range, global initiation range on 3 of their heroes. Beastmaster's Roar, if he does go for bits of travels, will be incredible range as well. And Puck, he's going to go for the Illusory Orb, as well as the Blink Dagger. He's going to be able to initiate from a very, very long way off. And even if Rox.Kis are right on the ball with their teleportations in, it's going to be a little bit risky just because Team Dignitas has a lot of damage, a lot of control, and Rox.Kis, they are decently defensive. Warlock, a very defensive hero. Rubik has that telekinesis, and Darkseer, of course, has that surge. I don't know if their defensive capabilities will make them outlast Team Dignitas' aggression. It'll really come down to when Team Dignitas decides to poke at Rox.Kis and who is around, who has the TPs from Rox.Kis to actually support and try to get a beneficial trade. So far late game, I gotta favor Team Dignitas just a little bit. Having that so much split push as well as the global ganking control means that right off the bat, or at least once Wisp hits level 6, they're gonna have complete map control. That's gonna mean that Rox.Kis' farmers are gonna be not as farmed, a little bit more scared. And the supports are got to be a little bit vulnerable as well. So it's going to be an Undying pick. And, well, I believe Rox.Kis also has had a little bit of a shift in people. I think Sharfik is gone, if I remember correctly, which is, I don't know, my memory sucks, so. And if you expect me to pronounce that, no. It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. I don't even know what letters those are. I don't even know if those are letters. Definitely not any language I speak. I mean, aside from the obvious ones. But regardless, it is going to be an Undying, so I'm expecting to see a Gyrocopter in a carry position. But I don't really follow Rox.Kis all that closely. This is only like the second set I'm casting of them, so forgive my ignorance. Let's take a look at Team Dignitas. A little more of a stable lineup. Aside from their, of course, recent switch. Aoi is going to be playing the carried CK, no surprise there. Fogged is on that Wisp. Universe is going to be playing that Beastmaster, still holding on to all his gold, way too sexy. On the Nature's Prophet, and Sneaking is going to be playing that Puck. On the Rox.Kis side, we have Yol playing the Undying, Biz heading up top with the Gyrocopter. Vangscore is going to be playing the Rubik. Well, I'll look at it and see if I could get a better name for him. Solo, nice and easy name. He's going to be playing the Darkseer. Let's see if you have any better way of calling this. It's a good thing I'm not an official caster for this, or else, actually, if I was an official caster, then I would actually know this, because I would be told, or something, I assume. So, let's see, we're just going to, Rox.Kis Bread. It's Bread, guys. His name is Bread. That is so easy, but I'm not going to remember that, because it's not something that I would remember. So Dignitas going to run a little bit of a weird lane setup, Sneaking. Going to solo the top lane Puck. He's going to be up against an aggressive tri-lane. So I really don't think he's going to get that much done. Universe is on the mid lane as the Beastmaster, which is kind of to be expected. Beastmaster versus Puck. I think Beastmaster would probably do a little bit better up top, but I guess the Team Dignitas know a little bit better than I do. Way Too Sexy is going to be jungling, and it's going to be a dual lane bottom, so it's 1-1-2. That's a very interesting way to lane this Team Dignitas. Generally, you do want this Beastmaster in that mid lane, get a lot of guaranteed experience, and he could hold his own, especially since Solo is going to be the mid lane for Rox.Kis. Very, very interesting way to lane this from everyone, I guess. I was completely off the mark, but at the same time, I'm not sure if anyone could have really predicted this, unless you really study up on Rox.Kis, which, I already admitted that I have not done that. So Sneaking on the top lane, definitely not going to have the best time, especially since Biz finds himself a double damage rune. That's going to suck for Sneaking. Good luck, especially with Vangscore as well as Yol just patrolling the perimeter. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get a kill on the Puck. The only real disable that they do have is that telekinesis. However, they get a telekinesis into a straight rocket barrage. It could be extremely deadly for that Puck, because he's not a tanky hero at all. 435 HP. He does have that a little bit of strength loss from that decay, but still Sneaking. His defensive toolbox isn't going to be that large. Looks like we are going to see a lane switch. It is going to be Bread heading towards the mid lane, so this is what I was expecting. Yeah, more so what I was expecting at least. Solo is on the spot lane versus Aoi as well as Fogged. He'll be able to use those Ion Shells to really push Aoi as well as Fogged back out of this lane. But with the regeneration that they have, with the Wisp regeneration being pretty much doubled, then Aoi is going to be fine to stick on in the front lines, and if he goes for an armlet as well, that means an early Helmvine will, and that just means that's going to be really easy. There's a tether stun, CK stun as well, 2 seconds, but they don't really have enough damage to kill him off, burning a lot of mana for that, but only bringing the Darkseer down to half HP. But yeah, Helmvine will means health regeneration, which is going to be nice. Way too sexy. Jungling the enemy jungle because, well, Rox.Kis have done a good job to make sure Way Too Sexy doesn't jungle his own. It's not really going to matter that much. Really, the Nature's Prophet can't do much to really help Sneaking, who's getting walled off by a couple of ogres. Kind of unfortunate from him. Bad time to have aggro, man. Way Too Sexy is going to be completely fine with this. There's really nothing that Solo could do to stop this Nature's Prophet, and essentially these wards are now wasted because there's really no difference to this Nature's Prophet. Going into his own jungle or going into the enemy jungle, really going into the enemy jungle is the safer option for him just because there's one hero down here, whereas there are 2 heroes on the top lane that could actually leave with Yol as well as Vangscore, who could just leave the lane very easily. Biz, of course, can shift out, but he's most likely just going to want to stick on that mid lane. Let's take a look at how this mid lane is doing, in fact. Universe 12 for O versus Bread's 8 for O. Let's keep an eye on this Warlock skill build. He's going to go for 1 point in Fatal Bonds, and this is pretty standard among Warlocks solo mid. You go for the Shadow Word in order to, both get that regeneration on yourself as well as get a little bit more control. Well, generally 1 point in Fatal Bonds is all you need until a little bit later in the game where the enemies will actually group up and you could land bonds on several heroes. So if Warlock could probably now go for stats after, the level 5 Shadow Word. But he's going to go for more Fatal Bonds, so I think it's going to be Bonds as well as Shadow Word. Sneaking, though, in a little bit of trouble, can use that phase shift to get himself away. Vangscore could not land that telekinesis. Even Biz coming around, although there's a pretty large stack and he's going to farm that up. Sneaking, still around, just going to eat through the trees. He can harass them from behind here if he wants to. It could be a little bit dangerous because he could just get pulled right back over. So Sneaking just going to settle for the levels. Still no first blood quite yet, even though Solo has been messing with Way Too Sexy just a little bit. There's the tether stun up, but Solo is more than quick enough to get himself out of there. It's going to be creep jacking on both sides of the map. Aoi is leading as far as the gold per minute is concerned. 1,000 gold in his pocket. He's probably going to go for an armlet. Could go for something like a drum, but armlet is a little more standard. Bread still in this mid lane, harassing Universe back. These Fatal Bonds, they hurt a ton. Oh, Sneaking, what are you doing? He's hiding in the trees, buying up everything he can. He is out of mana. Are they going to burn tangos for this? They don't have any tangos. They can't find them even if they wanted to. But, yeah, I don't really like Puck's odds right now, although Vangscore is moving back. Sneaking is getting a couple levels on this bottom lane, 4 versus the 4 from Solo. So these hard lane heroes, these heroes up against tri-lanes aren't doing too badly, all things considered. Generally, we see a lot more of a shutdown. But, just being elusive, hiding in the trees, I don't know if Sneaking is close enough for experience. It doesn't look like he is, which is a little bit unfortunate. If he was right here, then he probably would be. He definitely would be. But right now, getting no experience, he's stuck. He's going to have to wait for a good time to use his orb and then book it. But at the wrong time, it could mean his very, very timely death. Oh, there it is. And it looks like he has gone unnoticed. So Sneaking could probably just sneak right back home. Can't defend this top lane, though. This tower is going to drop. There's initiation on the bottom lane. Solo, you can get stunned. I don't know how long the CK stun is, but the Wisp is going to right-click down that Darkseer for first blood. Way Too Sexy, though, is going to get right-clicked by the tower, as well as Vangscore, who is teleported in. It's going to be 1 for 1. Wisp getting first blood, but Rubik picking up retaliation kill. That, of course, is going to just be favor Dignitas because of that first blood gold. However, while all that was happening, Yellow abandoned that top lane, and Biz as well as Yol managed to push down the tower. Sneaking really doesn't have any tools to defend against such a push, especially being such a low level, having such a slim mana pool. Can't really do much against that. Aoi as well as Fog, though, might be in a little bit of trouble. Vangscore still is around. Yol is coming around, although he now looks like he's just going to pull and support. They're going to leave blue on this top lane. You got to keep an eye out for the levels of the Wisp. He is level 4, so he's doing pretty decently as far as his experience gain is concerned. Once he hits that level 6 mark, it's going to be very, very dangerous for Biz on this top lane. Yes, he does have that rocket barrage, and level 1 rocket barrage does a lot of damage. But when there's Wisp CK on your ass, it's not going to do nearly enough. Universe having a personal smoke session. He's going to circle around. I don't know if he can actually kill Biz by himself. He's hoping to intercept him, going for neutral creeps or something, but he's not going to find anyone. So far, just 1-1 this game. Relatively tame. Gold earned slightly in favor of Rox.Kis. Experience earned, barely in favor of anyone. The gold earned simply because of that tower that Rox.Kis managed to pick up. Owie as well as Fogged, possibly looking for a little bit of aggression. It's going to be a 2v3, and although the Wisp CK have a lot of burst damage, they got to worry about just having sheer numbers against them. Of course, Way Too Sexy can teleport in, but Nature's Prophet really can't tribute all that much if he does decide to do so. Teleportation coming into the mid lane. They want to use the rock. There it is. Going to get dropped on the head of Universe. Fatal Bonds as well as the telekinesis. They're actually going to push him away. What are you doing, man? What was that? Now, granted, I'm pretty sure Universe was tanky enough to survive it, even if they did pull him forward. But what the hell? It's like, hey, I'm going to lift you up and then send you away. That's not how you do Rubik. That is simply not how that stuff works. Solo, going to try to teleport away. He will make it. No spirits to reveal him. Universe coming in for that. Uses axes already, so can't use it to clear off the trees and get some vision. So, teleportation onto the bot lane wasted. However, they do still have the Roar. Universe, don't believe, has used it yet. It's going to go to that mid lane where they can try to get a kill, although this Warlock Golem does a ton of damage. You really got to respect this Golem, or else he will mess up your face. The Universe does the double damage. Going to throw a couple of axes, I guess, to try to clear this off. Going to hold on to the tower, at least. Although the Golem taking up the creep wave like nobody's business. These Golems really got buffed recently. Like, it's intense. Usually those Golems were, like, pretty much jokes. Like, you might be able to kill someone, but these things, if you, like, forget that they're on you for like 2 seconds, you're dead. They do so much damage, it's absurd. Fog gonna hold the haste rune for Owie. He was moving in. Gonna get an unintentional pull, maybe? No. But Universe now does have his haste rune. Did I say he was holding for Owie? He's holding it for Universe. He could use that haste rune to go towards the bot lane. With the Roar on top of the CK Wisp stun combination, there's more than enough to kill that Darkseer off. But it looks like he's just going to Arcane Boot? No, run away to the top lane. Where is he going? I have no idea where Universe. He just went like all around here. I don't understand. Do not understand in the least. Owie as well as Fog still looking for blood. Yola's a little bit nearby, but really too tanky to go for that Undying. Instead, they're going to go for the softer meat. They want either Bread or Vangscore. Are they going to get anyone? Do they have to... no, they don't even have relocate. Top lane, though, it's going to be Biz taking a Roar. He's going to drop the call down, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Nature's Prophet ultimate swiping that kill, and they're in the mid lane. 4 seconds stun onto Vangscore. One more Wisp Spirit is going to do him in, although it's the CK that gets their last click. Bread and do what he can, but really the Warlock can't do all that much. He has phase boots, actually, so he could do a little bit of damage. The Shadow Word definitely not enough to save his ally with all the damage coming from this Wisp CK. And did that give the Wisp level 6? Not quite yet. Fog just needs a couple more creeps for that. I guess he's going to join Way Too Sexy in clearing off these creeps to get that level 6. Fog won't be able to hit it, though. There's 3 heroes here taking the experience, unfortunately, for this Wisp. He's going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Actually, no, it's perfect. Perfect amount. Level 6 now on the Wisp, although he is out of mana. He will be able to now establish some supreme global map control. They already did have it, of course, with Way Too Sexy. But now Rox.Kis, they gotta be careful. And what's more, they don't know that this Wisp is level 6 quite yet. Solo on this bot lane. He does have support from Vangscore behind him, as well as Bread. Am I reading this? Did I do the right Rox.Kis Bread? Yeah, it's certain. Oh, it's Dread. Oh, it's Dread. Why didn't you just say so? God damn it, man. I'm like, who is this? Did Rox.Kis have a huge roster shift that I did not know about? It's Dread, guys. It's Dread, not Bread. Although I like calling him Bread. I've been enjoying that. 5-man on spot lane, Dignitas' tower. They are going to lose it. Rubik, of all people, drawing the last hit on that. With a double damage on the gyro, they could even afford to keep going. Sneaking is coming in, and he's level 8. Found quite a few levels. Helping out with that kill on the gyro really put him at least even. That Dream Coil could wreck Rox.Kis right now because they're all very clumped up. Looks like Rubik's going to have a quick pause as Darkseer does leave. Sneaking doesn't really have a shot to get a good Dream Coil because he doesn't have a Blink Dagger quite yet. But still, Rox.Kis, look how tightly clumped up they are. Team Dignitas, they do have way too sexy on the top lane, just pushing that out, as well as Owie Fogged on the mid lane. So even though there are only 2 people up here, these are the 2 most immobile heroes on Dignitas. So if they initiate, if they get a roar onto the very weak solo, or Biz, who's kind of soft, and hell, anyone who's really soft, Vangscore especially, he's the definition of soft right now, then suddenly Dignitas is going to teleport 3 people in. And when you have that, it's going to be a little bit difficult for Dread to really land a chaotic offering onto all of them. Assuming the way too sexy teleports over here, relocate comes over here, and then people are coming in from the top side. Where do you drop the golem aside from over your own team, and hopefully everyone will walk into it? That will also mean that Fatal Bonds will be very difficult to land on multiple heroes because they're all spread out. You're going to be surrounded, and Rox.Kis is going to be incredibly risky for them. We'll see if Team Dignitas can get the right teleportations though. Solo eating the tower just a little bit. The puck, you bet your ass, is looking for a Dream Coil. Is he going to do it? Just wait for it. Tower's taking a little bit of damage. Maybe they don't want to engage on this quite yet. And the creep wave is gone, and Sneaking going to move forward just a little bit. Gotta watch out for that telekinesis, but other than that, he's going to be pretty safe. Mid lane is being pushed by Owie as well as Fogged, possibly trying to force Rox.Kis to teleport back. In the meantime, way too sexy doing the same thing to the top lane. Rox.Kis, they're sticking strong to the spot lane. At this point, they really need to pick up this tower, or else this time wasted is just too huge. Illusory Orb gonna fly out. Yol in the front lines, wanting to drop a tombstone. Roar onto Yol. Where's the relocate? Roar is only being dropped. And they should profit ultimate as well, bring everyone very, very low. They're gonna walk back into the call down, and there's the one-man Dream Coil onto Biz. He's gonna take some axes. He's gonna survive. However, where's the relocate? Where's way too sexy? They're just not coming. There's Fogged as well as the CK. Where did the CK actually go? I have no idea how the hell he got down there. Warlock's gonna pick up Nature's Prophet, and Io also dies as well. Chaos Knight has been chasing no one. I have no idea what the hell happened. I'm gonna have to be forced to back that up. I completely missed the relocate, but shit, what happened, man? Oh, he just ran in. Oh, Wisp messed up. He used the relocate and they broke the tether. Now, oh my god, disaster for Team Dignitas. It's gonna be an easy cleanup fight. Universe as well as Sneaking, just trying to get rid of that tombstone. And that was just a little bit of misplay. What has got stolen by Vangscore? Level 4 CK Bolt. That is not what you want to see on the enemy Rubik. Sneaking taking a little bit of damage for that, but Rox.Kis getting a couple free kills there. They did not take the tower, which I said before they would need to if they were to make that entire push worth it. But taking 2 free kills, I think that's pretty good as well. I don't know what happened with Team Dignitas, but either way, Owie as well as Fogged had a little bit of miscommunication, and the relocation just didn't work out, and Wisp found himself in the middle of everything. That's definitely where you do not want to be as Wisp, especially since he does not have a partner with him. They're going to Phantasm as well as summon some treants. They should be able to bring this tower down without a denial. CK will pick that one up, however. Oh, 2 seconds stun on the wrong target. Yol is going to go on the front line. Oh, way too sexy. What are you doing? Where are you running? He's going to lift it back. Tombstone as well as DK going to land on him. Way too sexy taking heavy damage. He's going to try to teleport out, but the Shadow Word will do him in. Actually, yeah, it will, despite the vacuum. Way too sexy. Running back into the enemy team. I don't know if I would recommend that in the future. Yol taking a couple seconds stun from the CK. Where's the Wisp? He's a little bit too far away for that tether, and the angle was no longer there. It's going to be Dignitas losing way too sexy once again in exchange for the tier 1 tower. I mean, it's an alright trade. They really do need a little bit more map control. And really, when you destroy a tower, you, of course, do get map control. But when you destroy a tower with Wisp, CK, as well as Nature's Prophet on the map, you gain so much more map control just because it's so much easier to get behind. There's Universe blinking in for Roar on Biz. Relocate is coming in as well as the puck. Biz is going to drop the teleportations. Are they going to be cancelled? Vangscore, you do not want to do that. He lost his gyrocopter and he came in anyway. I have no idea what the hell is happening in this game. Misplays from the relocate, misplays from the regular teleports. They're going to lose the tier 1 tower in exchange for that, and Rubik really just throwing away his life. When you're chilling near the tier 1 tower like that as a gyro, you really expect to be decently safe. He didn't really have much ward coverage, so he wasn't sure, of course, but they revealed the fact that Universe does have his Blink Dagger, and Universe is going to be happy to reveal that fact if it means a gyrocopter kill. But that Rubik should have cancelled his TP. As soon as the gyrocopter died, it should have been an instant cancel. There were 4 heroes down there, and you're a Rubik at level 6. What do you think you're going to do? Speaking of what do you think you're going to do, Fogged and Owie might be in a little bit of trouble. They want to drop this golem, but no, it's 3 seconds off. Dread as well as Biz. Actually 4 in this top lane. Might be a little bit of an overcommitment to try to kill this Wisp CK, because they could just relocate out. I mean, another 20 seconds, sure, but Aoi as well as Fog just gonna do that classic Wisp CK thing. Way too sexy. Even though he's died a couple times, having that hand of Midas, he's gonna go straight for a Maelstrom. I saw him packing around those gloves of haste. I figured there would be treads. But no, he's gonna go straight for Lightning Hammer. And you know what that means? It's gonna mean split push galore. And Wisp CK gonna go on the top lane, Way Too Sexy on the bottom lane, and then Rox.Kis. They gotta choose. Where do they want to go? Do they go up the mid lane? Do they, try to go for Way Too Sexy or the Fog to Aoi combination? Looks like they're gonna go for Way Too Sexy this time. They're gonna have to drop the rock on him if they want to get him, and they're not going to invest that. They're definitely not. Treants do get farmed up, but it's not really going to be a big deal because 4 went down to this bottom lane to try to get an Ancient Prophet who simply teleported out there with the scroll. So this is going to be a very, very infuriating game for Rox because they're going to be yanked all up and around. Now they do have some pretty good team fight, however, so they could just force the issue and push straight in. Last time they got a couple of kills from it. Looks like they're going to go for round 2. The longer this goes on, the more time that Puck has to draw himself a Blink Dagger. But still, it's a very soft hero. Blink Dagger may or may not matter in the future. Fortification will slow them down from doing this, but here come the heroes. Aoi's just running in. Does he actually want to engage on this? It'll be suicide, but who knows? Who knows? They're going to take the tower and then possibly go for Roshan or tier 2 mid. Nah, they're just going to fall back. And right now, Universe, you probably don't want to be there. Although, maybe he does want to be there. Linking out for a roar onto Vangscore. Axes onto 2 as well. Going to pop the double damage rune. Here comes a relocate from behind as well as Way Too Sexy. The rockets dropped though, and the bonds are on everyone. Dignitas just going to melt because of these bonds. Universe is going to drop, and Aoi the only one to stay alive because of armlet toggling, but it's a triple kill for Dread. He's going to teleport out here. No more stuns to interrupt this. CK is going to be just fine. But that chaotic offering and bonds onto everyone. Team Dignitas just got their asses handed to them. Pardon my French, but that was brutal. That was brutal to watch. I don't know. I mean, they do have that teleportation. As I keep on mentioning, they could turn these 1v4s into a 4v4. But against a Warlock with Fatal Bonds, it's a lot like Eclipse or Omnislash in that sense. If you catch only heroes and no creeps, it is going to hurt. It's going way too sexy. What are you doing? He's going to go in, even though actually he does have a little bit of support. No roar this time. Huge reality rift. He's going to get a 2-second stun onto Vangscore. They should be enough to bring down this Rubik with the axes. Illusion Orb going to fly in. Yo, there's a Dream Coil on him as well as Solo. Tombstone is down, however. Fog taking a lot of damage. He should be brought down. He will be brought down. Sneaking on the run as well. Dream Coil not going to matter. Way Too Sexy on the run is not going to make it out this time with TP. Axes are going to fly. Try to clear off a couple of these zombies. Sneaking still alive, but not for long. 4-second stun onto Yo. Armlet toggling will not help you. Roar to finish off the Darks here, but Universe, will he make it out? He should make it out. He's a Blink Dagger. But it's going to be 2 for 4, and Team Dignitas getting the short end of the stick every single fight. Yol taking a lot of damage in that fight, but really that's what Undying is good for, taking a lot of damage and just surviving constantly because of that Flesh Golem health transfusion thing-majig, whatever you want to call it. That, I guess, health steal, life steal? It's not really life steal. This heal on death thing from Yol, as well as the fact that he has Soul Rip as well as Decay. Universe trying to be a little bit of a baller, relocate in, gonna land onto Biz as well as Dread. Vangscore though, gonna be the target once more. Axe is gonna fly. Fog taking a lot of damage though. There's the upheaval from Dread, instantly stunned by the Wisp. However, Aoi doing a ton of damage. Fog just barely gonna make it out of there. The bonds onto Aoi might kill off Fog, but he's gonna relocate on out of there. It's gonna be a triple kill this time from Way Too Sexy, who just teleported in from the back end when just right clicking away. And on the back of that triple kill, they're going to go straight for Roshan. They should have enough tankiness as well as damage to kill this big guy off, especially if Way Too Sexy summons some Treants. Yeah, they're the Treants coming in. And this Roshan is going to be dropped pretty quickly. Rox.Kis really can't do anything about this. Team Dignitas really just utilized the cooldowns on the teleports really effectively, where Rox.Kis have huge cooldowns in the Warlock, the Dignitas side, not really as reliant on huge cooldown spells. Relocate is a decent cooldown, 90 seconds, but compared to the Warlock's 165 seconds, and Rox.Kis do need that ultimate to fight. If they fight without it, probably not going to go that well. Although if they do get Fatal Bonds on everyone, it might not matter in the end whether or not you have Rock to drop on them. Team Dignitas now do have the double life on the CK, who's already doing some pretty heavy damage. Only 116 on him. Unfortunately, he's not the one actually getting the last right clicks, which is, I said it before, it's pretty much how every CK game goes when I cast it. The Wisp CK combination does very well, but the Wisp gets all the kills. Actually, this time it's Way Too Sexy who's getting all the kills. Either way, Aoi does not have any of the kills. Here's a split push from Team Dignitas. but Rox.Kis doing the exact perfect thing that they need to do. They have the Warlock Golem, so they're just going to straight push up the mid lane. They're going to push Raxus, even though Team Dignitas have the Aegis. They know that if they take a good fight with Fatal Bonds as well as the Chaotic Offering, that is going to mean Raxus, that is going to mean the game. And they're knocking right on the front door of Team Dignitas, so they got to teleport back from this. Mech going to pop off, keep the creep wave healthy, as well as give it that extra bit of armor. Universe going to let fly with some access, but this tower taking an awful lot of damage and push from Team Dignitas. It is going to take down a tier 2, but in exchange for a tier 3, I'm not sure if this is actually worth it. Teleportation in, it is going to be Fogged, but this tower dropping very low. There's a Dream Coil to absolutely everyone. Fogged going to come in. The huge rock being dropped on Universe. He's dead in an instant. Owie going to try to go for Biz, who's just unleashing with that rocket barrage. More illusory orbs going to fly, and Way2Sexy just on the outskirts, right clicking away. It's 4 down for Rox.Kis. Even though they got bonds on everyone, even though they had the rock on everyone as well, even though they killed off Beastmaster right off the bat before he could even get his roar off. Just Way2Sexy in the back, untouched, right clicking away. And that was weird initiation once again. Wisp teleported right in behind Rox.Kis, whereas Owie went in from the front. Definitely not what you would expect from a Wisp CK combination. Owie, gotta be careful, man. You have an Urn Charge on you, which means you can die to this one if you mess up your armlet toggling. He's gonna be fine. Should be fine. Is gonna be fine. Because of his his Aegis anyway, but still, Rox.Kis not taking the best fight in the world. Even though they did use that rock, Team Dignitas took some pretty heavy hits. Let's see how many buybacks there actually were in that. Buyback only by Beastmaster. He was the one who to get picked off right from the get-go. Rox.Kis, simply not enough damage. Was that? I mean, it looked like the fight was going well for Rox.Kis until everyone from their team suddenly popped. Of course, the Puck did have a huge hand in that, opening everything up with a 5-man Dream Coil. That is pretty much as good as you can get. That is as good as you can get. You cannot get any better than that. And then having his entire spell combo to follow up as well. Puck really setting Dignitas up for a very, very good fight. Even though the team fight ultimates from Rox.Kis did come down, simply wasn't enough. They were not tanky enough to withstand the damage that Owie was putting out with that armlet. And now with Overcharge on Fogged, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be very, very dangerous indeed. They're looking towards the mid lane once again. Rox.Kis did not manage to take down the tower. It's sitting at 81 HP. But Way2Sexy just going to continue farming up this bottom lane. He's going to go straight for his scythe. Oh, double teleportations onto Dread. Goodbye, Warlock. Jeez, that guy's real dead. He ain't gonna be in Dota 3. There's Owie gonna throw out a 2-second stun onto Solo. Tombstone down as well as the call down. Owie taking pretty heavy damage. Armlet toggling through this. He's gonna try to pop the Phantasm. However, no, that actually did not work. He's gonna pop the Aegis instead. He's completely surrounded by everything. 4-second stun stolen by Vangscore. And Owie is going to drop. Everyone else from Team Dignitas has made their way out of there. Oh, wait. No. Universe. What the hell were you doing there, Universe? Thought he blinked out. What? Well, they got Warlock. They definitely got Warlock, who now does have an Aghanim Scepter, so golems are going to be raining from the sky left and right. Team Dignitas really cannot afford to trade both the CK as well as the Beastmaster for those types of picks. Those will not favor them in the future. Let's take a look at some of the gold graphs. Not surprisingly, Team Dignitas do have a gold lead with Way2Sexy leading the boards with so much split pushing potential on him. EXP following kind of the same way. Biz is getting fairly stacked, going to go for a Yasha, then into a BKB. That'll help him just sit there and deal the damage, but it won't help his team survive because that's really the problem. Everyone from Rox.Kis is just dying. There's really nothing that you could do except for try to have a damage race, but good luck with that because Owie's getting a lot of farm. Sneaking has been on the ball with his ultimates, and Way2Sexy on top of that. He's going to go for what looks like a sheep stick. So that Gyro's desperately going to need that Hex. That BKB if he wants to avoid the Hex. Way2Sexy just going to push all around the map in Rox.Kis. Again, doing what they need to do. Now they do have 2 golems on top of this, so this is definitely going to be a tier 3 tower. I don't think Dignitas are going to waste fortification on this. Now they're in a little bit of a better position. Way2Sexy already has a lot of momentum on the top lane. Wisp CK are on the bottom lane. They're going to take down this tower. Oh no, they're actually going to burn the fortification for this. 29 HP. Clutch tower save. Oh, deny. No, it's not going to happen. Now the Raxes are in a little bit of trouble. No fortification available. There's the relocate coming in as well as a 4-man Dream Coil roar onto Solo. No wall, at least not for now. There's the rock being dropped as well as a couple fatal bonds. Here comes Owie with the Phantasm. Way2Sexy right on the edge. Once again, Owie taking a lot of damage. Biz is going to survive at least for now. He is going to drop eventually. Wall right in the middle of everything. Way2Sexy trying to teleport himself out. It will not happen even with the Sprout. 3 down for Team Dignitas. Triple kill for Dread. Sneaking in the middle of everything. Needs more damage. Needs more mana actually. He's going to try to phase shift on out of this. But Ion Shell will take no prisoners. It's going to be an ultra kill for Dread / Bread. Team Dignitas. Rox.Kis is going to buy back in, but the Raxes, he really has to do that because the Raxes are in so much danger, while really causing problems for Team Dignitas. Yol, as well as Dread, still in this fight, but here comes Biz once again, gonna get a 2-man sprout. Well done by Rox.Kis. However, Fatal Bonds won't do enough with that bottle charge, but still, there are 3 people in this mid lane. Team Dignitas are at risk of losing their mid lane Raxes. Looks like that is going to be what's happening. I don't think they can actually mount a defense, at least for another 3 seconds. They relocate, maybe, but no, the CK is not gonna be up in time. Teleportation coming in, can throw axes, but the Raxes have been taken. Everyone from Rox.Kis can get away. Here comes Owie, gonna get lifted right up into the air immediately, vacuuming back body, as well as Owie taking a huge amount of damage. Universe slowed to a call because of that upheaval, and Biz right on top of him with that rocket barrage. There's Soul Rip as well. One more hit. There it is. Double kill for Rox.Kis. And that's going to be it. I don't think Team Dignitas can mount another defense. It's another 30 seconds, and Rox.Kis can simply go for a GG. Although they looks like they are going to go for the bottom lane. That's fine as well. It's going to be 1 Rax at least, but 2 Rax sneaking, going to do a little bit of damage with that silence. Nation Prophet ultimate as well. Score getting caught out, lots of damage on him, but Rox.Kis getting pulled back, 4-second stun on him. Solo right on top of them with the Iron Shield, and Biz, even though he is stuck in that Dream Coil, he's just going to sit there and do the right click damage. Rox.Kis with Shadow Blade, of all things, actually pick that item up, and it's going to only be 1 Rax. Y'all stuck in that Sprout, the wall for some reason. Universe as well sneaking and blink straight through it. Solo, so much burst damage, they are going to bring him down. Rox.Kis getting that one, so actually it's only 1 lane of Raxes. Dignitas have rallied. Biz on the run, going to find himself a double damage rune. Are they going to Tether relocate onto this? No, relocate actually fogged one from the fountain. Okay. So, possibly called GG a little bit prematurely, but Rox.Kis did clean out the mid lane very, very well. Really, you can't afford to split. Oh, wait, Owie's still going for this. 3-second stun onto Biz. He will be able to kill off this gyrocopter. Much needed pick off for the CK. We'll give him a little bit more gold towards his BKB. Really, that BKB is just, it's so necessary for him right now. He's being the target of every single Rubik stolen spell, of every single telekinesis, and most importantly, it's that upheaval as well as the vacuum. Very rarely seen combination just because of how rarely the Warlock is seen. But if you put people right into the middle of that upheaval when it's fully channeled, they're not moving anywhere. You saw it on this top side where Universe was trying to run away. Not a chance for that. Not a single chance. Team Dignitas is going to continue to try to do their split pushing. Hasn't really yielded too many benefits yet. And they brought the bottom tower down a little bit. Top tower got a couple scratches on it. But really, Team Dignitas need to find a way to take a retaliation set of Raxes, or at least try to find a way to take a better team fight. And that means trying to avoid these giant ultimates from Rox.Kis. And the only way to do that is to pick off the Warlock. If they have another gank like they had over here, and they get out safely, that'll really be their best shot. But other than that, this Warlock is just so easy to land down a Chaotic Offering. Even if you, with the new changes to Chaotic Offering, even if you whiff completely, I don't know how you do it, but even if you do, these golems do a ton of damage, and Team Dignitas do not have any diffusal blades to deal with that. And now Warlock even going to be going for a Refresher Orb, so that's going to be 4 Warlock golems stomping around, killing everyone on Team Dignitas. It's going to be great to see. I love seeing that because it's like so much hellfire and everything. It's amazing. Very good eye candy, but it's dangerous for Team Dignitas. If they get hit by that, and if they don't have any way of shutting down the Warlock before then, they're just simply going to die. That is just going to be a fact. They're going to try to outpush this mid lane as well as all the other lanes. Just try to keep Rox.Kis from making a dedicated push. But Rox.Kis so far, they've been pushing very, very decisively. And now the mid lane, I mean, it's warded up, so they're going to know completely what Team Dignitas is doing in their base if they are doing anything at all. They're going to go for the bot lane now, so it's got to be split push down the top as well as the mid lane. It's going to be very hard to do it versus mid lane because they are up against super creeps. But if Rox.Kis make a dedicated push down the bot lane, or with so many immobile heroes now in the mid lane, they can actually make a defense on this. The tower probably going to drop. They do have the golems up from Warlock. Dread is in position. They're going to fall back. That fortification really being a large deterrent for them. So Roshan up. Can I click on the map? Roshan's going to be up in about a minute. Rox.Kis just going to be that counter pushing / split pushing hero that everyone needs. Sneaking on this top lane. Has gone for a mech of all things. His mana pool is going to be a little bit short. You saw it in the big mid fight where Puck just was out of mana, out of cooldowns as well, which is something we always got to deal with as Puck. But mana is going to be a pretty large issue for him. He's going to go for a sheep stick of his own. I mean, everyone's getting ultimate orbs. Seems to be just the thing to do. All the fashionable, cool kids are doing it, so you might as well do it too. They really need a couple of hexes, but I don't know, is hex really the item right now? I think pipe would be so much better for them, because hexes won't really help you versus these golems. And even BKBs won't help you much against the golems either, but these golems are just so problematic, and I guess you could shut down Biz, but Biz isn't really doing the most damage. It's really Dread who's the problem. Of course, later on, Biz will be the problem, but it's not the immediate problem from Team Dignitas. But I guess they're investing for the long term. But do they actually have a long term to invest to? Because they've lost mid Raxes, and Aui's farm has all but stopped. 131 CS. He has 2,400 gold. Yes, but he really needs his BKB. It's going to be a top lane push. Universe as well as Way Too Sexy teleporting both onto this top lane. Bank score looking for blood, possibly going to find someone. Doesn't have any true sight. Nature Prophet has finished his hex. Does not have money for buyback though. Incredibly risky position to be in as Nature Prophet. You need that buyback gold. He's going to be able to farm it up extremely quickly, but simply not having it is really dangerous. Now the split pushing for Team Dignitas is going to work out a little bit. They're keeping Rox.Kis in their base, or at least as much as they possibly can. Sending Treant, sending that Nature Prophet ultimate out. And you can see Dread as well as Biz forced to go into this top lane. Way Too Sexy just going to bounce right back down to the bot lane. And this is what Team Dignitas need to do. They need to find more time to farm up. They need to get their CK bigger. They need to get Way Too Sexy those extra items. And they need to get this Roshan as well. That's something you could get with split push. Because everyone's on the top lane, they're just going to go straight towards Roshan. No globals on the Rox.Kis side can reveal this fact. And Aoi as well as Fog should be enough to kill off this Roshan. Although, where's the Beastmaster? I guess they could really use that aura. That would help a lot. Or Treants. Those would also help a lot. Way Too Sexy just making it a pain in the ass for Rox.Kis. They're going to make a dedicated push onto this top lane. They're going to say to Way Too Sexy, you know what, you can go ahead and do that, because we're just going to wreck your base if you keep doing that. And it doesn't matter how much you split push, if you don't take any Raxes, it's not going to win you the game. Tier 2 tower, not long for life. Backdoor protection is keeping it alive for now, but still Way Too Sexy. Does he have enough pushing to do this? I don't think he does. Aegis is now up on the CK. It's going to be an essential part of the plan for Team Dignitas. Nature Prophet still does see everyone in this top lane. He's worried about people teleporting back. However, he's just going to go straight back in. His ultimate is up and his teleport is up as well. He's going to take down the tier 3 at least. But here comes the push in. Pipe up on Rox.Kis' side. Picked up by the Undying. Ward going to get spotted out immediately. Puck Orb going to fly, but it is doing some pretty heavy damage. Nature Prophet taking down the bottom side as well as Aoi, as well as Fog on that bot lane. Telekinesis onto these fake Beastmasters. Well done, drawing out that rather large cooldown spell. For a basic spell, it's a really long cooldown. Radiant bottom Raxes have been taken out, and they're going to go straight towards the top lane. Someone has to do something about this, or at least they're going to make a trade. However, it's going to be top Raxes for top Raxes. Team Dignitas possibly going to even the Rax score up. The fortification is up. Top tower has fallen, but the Raxes from the top lane are going to drop for Team Dignitas unless they fortify and teleport in. Fortification at the last second. Top tower as well as Raxes have been destroyed. It's going to be 2 Raxes versus 2 Raxes. Biz having his BKB forced out. Sneaking, going to get a giant rock dropped on to him. There's a relocate in. Fog instantly dead, however. Aoi popping off his BKB. He is going to wipe out Dread, but what else could he possibly do? Is so many golems right on top of him. Way Too Sexy going to take off the darks here. In the meantime, Aoi in the back end still does have the Aegis. Wants to use it. Raxes have dropped, but it's a 2 for 2 so far. Axe is going to fly once again. Bank score taking a lot of damage from that. Very low on HP. Gotta watch out for Fog. Looks like he has teleported back to the base actually, so they're okay with letting these Raxes fall because they completely carved out the bottom lane. Way Too Sexy can teleport right in. Oh, bank score. Oh, cannot click on them. He's going to teleport away. Should be fine. But middle lane completely carved out. Top lane completely carved out for Team Dignitas. Whereas the Raxes for Rox.Kis are now bottom lane completely carved out and top lane halfway carved out. So it is going to favor, I mean, just in pure numbers, it's going to favor Rox.Kis just because they have 2 complete lanes of super creeps. However, really, I got to say that it's going to favor Team Dignitas. Because really, having this mid lane Raxes, having 2 Raxes down is always a bad place to be. But having the bottom lane as well as the top lane, that's a much better combination than mid and either top or bottom. Just because if you're pushing down mid lane, then someone is going to have to go all the way up here as well as all the way down here. And if you push down the bot lane or something like that, then they have to go to the top lane and try to defend that. And you can just slow siege the tier 4s this way. It's not something that you would see too often, but it is a strategy that you can pull if you just want to go for the tier 4s. They should be able to take down tier 2 and really siege up the mid, however. And in that situation, if it is a siege mid from Team Dignitas, which it should be, then, well, the creeps from the top lane are pretty much going to be a wash. The bot lane, though, is going to go towards Team Rox.Kis, which is going to mean that Team Dignitas, since they will position everyone here, it will favor them. If it's a push from Rox.Kis going up this way, then that means the creeps from Rox.Kis will also go towards the mid lane. However, these two positions are very, very close together, and once again, the top lane is going to be a wash. Do they have a refresher orb yet? No, Warlock is a little bit off of that. They're going to go for the last set of Raxes. However, Sneaking going to jump the gun a little bit. There's the drum charge being popped out. Sneaking going to get out of there just fine. Universe looking for a roar. Going to find onto Solo of all people. 4-second stun as Aoi just jumps right in. Going to kill off the Darkseer immediately. No wall for this fight. Way too sexy though. In the middle of Biz, and he's going to drop as well. Aoi going to lose his Aegis. Sneaking with that phase shift. He's going to try to orb away. Will be able to make it out just barely. He's slowed to a crawl, but Aoi is now pissed. He has his BKB up. 3-second stun onto Biz. 2 swipes, 3 swipes, 4 swipes. He's going to be brought down. Way to 60 buying back with that crit now up. Bog's going to relocate back in. They do get a sprout onto a couple, onto 2 actually, Yul, as well as Vangscore now trapped. Treant's going to prevent Yul from running away. 4-second stun onto him. It's going to be a double kill for Sneaking and a team wipe for Team Dignitas. Now, Rox.Kis didn't spend any buybacks to actually fight that, whereas there have been 1 buyback for Dignitas, 2 buybacks, 3 buybacks for Team Dignitas in order for a team wipe. And are the buybacks up for the Rox.Kis side? They have 1 buyback? Oh, that's not good. Gyrocopter bought an Eagle Song. You need the buyback, man. You really, really do. Oh my god, this is going to be very, very dangerous. Way too sexy with the right-click damage, even though he teleported right into the middle of an upheaval, and that means right into the middle of damage. He's going to be more than okay to buy back because he is just making money hand over fist. And now the middle lane is being attacked by Team Dignitas. Bottom lane in full breach as well. There's the ultimate from Aoi. Wall going to drop down. Sneaking going to die very aggressively, but with that silence, he knows that he's going to be okay. There's the Warlock Golem being dropped down, but instant Hex and Reality Rift shredding down Dread. Biz is going to pop the BKB. Aoi forced to pop off his own BKB. Now on the run from Solo as well as Biz. Probably should not be able to make this out. Wisp is unable to tether him out because, of course, Wisp is dead. Sneaking can teleport himself out. I don't really like CK's odds. He's a very swift hero, but Biz actually going to give up the chase. The mid lane still being pressured back by Way Too Sexy, as well as Universe going to go straight back behind Rox.Kis, chasing off the CK. And they're going to lose mid Raxes. Bottom lane still in full breach, but they do have still 2 ranged Raxes left, so it's not going to be melee, not going to be mega creeps quite yet. Rox.Kis with this 1 push do still have 1 chance to take this game. If they don't take this, the momentum is slowly but surely going to wind them down. But by the time they get to the enemy base, they're not going to have their Warlock ultimate. Dignitas, all of their ultimates, no Phantasm actually. All their ultimates except for Phantasm are going to be up. So right now what Rox.Kis have to do is an ultimate desperation push. These Warlock Golems are going to time out. Gyrocopter, if you had a Divine Rapier, I'd say that they could win this, but it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do so. They have to go for the GG or at least slide down to the bottom lane. Either way, it's going to be difficult. Teleportation coming in, it's going to be that Warlock. There's the Roar. Universe getting landed onto someone, but instantly pulled back. Biz is going to get brought down before anything happens. Aoi with a kill. Now huge amounts of upheaval. However, Dread instantly going to get that cancelled because of the tether as well as the Reality Rift. Sneaking going to get a dominating streak. Bog taking a lot of damage. He will not die. He will die to the Fatal Bonds, but the CK just swiping down everyone. Vangscore going to try to teleport on out of there. But it's going to be 4 dead for Rox.Kis. Team Dignitas at this point. So much damage on the CK. So much damage on Way Too Sexy. And the middle lane, as well as the top lane, not long for life. They're just going to push down the mid lane, although Universe is not looking too good. He could probably use a little bit of medical attention. They're more than content, Dignitas, to trade away their Wisp in exchange for 4 men. Now Way Too Sexy going to come right back into this. They're going to go for the top Raxes. Bottom lane still in full breach. Rox.Kis has not stopped for a single second to deal with that. The right-click damage from Nature's Prophet, as well as the lack of backdoor protection because of the bot lane. They're going to wipe out the ranged Rax and probably not go for the tier 4 towers. Are they just going to get mega creeps, guys? Sneaking has the right idea. He's going to need a little bit of help because Puck has pretty wimpy attack. There you go. Get that 40% attack speed onto Aoi. There goes the Raxes. Mega creeps now are going to bear down on Rox.Kis. Now I think Rox.Kis will have 1 more shot at this. They will have 1 more push. I said it was that last one was their last shot, but they actually have 1 more. This time they'll have their Warlock ultimate. This is what they got to do. Warlock actually sold his any part of his refresher, his Oblivion Staff, to try to get those travels. This is the only shot for Rox.Kis. They have to make a dedicated push down the mid lane and then try to go for the GG right now, which is why we see Team Dignitas just minding the top lane. It will naturally push out by itself. Wards are up for Rox.Kis, so they do see Universe here. And it's going to be a straight push in. Rox.Kis, this is their final act of desperation. Sneaking, better have a TP scroll. Yes, he does. Way too sexy as well. Not really going to matter that much. Actually, he's going to go for the GG. Might be a base race. Way too sexy as well. Sneaking, feeling they could outpace Rox.Kis. They do have the Mega Creeps, but still, this Rox.Kis side is going to be incredibly difficult. It's going to be incredibly tight. This one. The tower is now taking a little damage. A fortification is available for the Dire, not up for the Radiant. Tier 4 tower going to drop. Way too sexy. Going to summon a couple of Treants, and Rox is slowly trying to bring down this tower. Rubik is going to get brought down on that in the Radiant base. And Team Dignitas, where's this defense? There's the roar onto Biz once again. Universe in the middle of everything. There's the reality rift in from Aoi, instantly killing off one. And even though they all got vacuumed back, Rox.Kis just barely managing to get those golems out before everything else dies instantly. And that's going to be GG. Mega Creep's going to kill the Ancient, ladies and gentlemen. Rox.Kis. So very close, yet so very far. And Team Dignitas barely managed to scrape that victory out. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe. I know recently, overnight actually, I got like 8 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you guys so much for supporting me thus far. And I will continue to provide content as long as there are people willing to watch it. So if you guys did not enjoy this, then let me know what I can do better in order to better get you happy in the future. And aside from that, gonna move on to game number 2. We'll see if Rox.Kis can tie it up or if Team Dignitas will take this set. GG.